Hi, welcome back to PNC Knives and Tools. Now today we're doing a little quick comparison video between a couple of vaguely similar multi-tools. It's the Leatherman Skeletool and the SOG Reactor. Now, first and foremost, the SOG Reactor is about plus or minus more or less half the price of the Leatherman Skeletool, but it is a very similar size and designed with a vaguely similar aesthetic in order to be a competitor. So, SOG are no longer US owned like Leatherman or US manufactured like Leatherman. Now, some of Leatherman's manufacturing is done abroad, but they're constructed, I believe, in the US, with the exception of the Leatherman Arc, which is wholly US built. We're not about the Arc today. So, Leatherman Skeletool is this guy. Folding plier multi-tool, but primarily based around a pocket knife. The plier is almost a secondary tool. It's not as big as the pliers on the Leatherman Bond. It's not spring loaded like the pliers on the Leatherman Wingman. It doesn't have replaceable cutters like on the Leatherman Arc. You know, it's very much a kind of a secondary tool. It's designed to be a smaller, basic, bare bones, stripped down multi-tool. So you've got a carabiner, bottle opener, the plier, and a screwdriver, which is replaceable bits, which are those frustratingly non-universal Leatherman flat bits. But primarily, it's all about this guy. It's pocket knife based, where most other Leatherman multi-tools are. The knife is an important part of it, but this is the Leatherman Skeletool just feels more pocket knife centric in terms of the shaping in the hand, etc. It's very much based around a knife first and foremost, and everything else thereafter. The SOG or SOG Reactor is like this. So it has the SOG patented cog mechanism there, which allows you to get increased torque on your pliers, which is a nifty, nice little bit of technique to go on there. In order to get it fully open though, you do have to have the plier at this extension. So realistically, that's not the most, you can't do it one-handed, and it's not the most comfortable to grip on to nuts and the like with that. But it does have it, you can get a bit more bang, a bit more oomph, a bit more power, a bit more torque. Like the Skeletool, it's a stripped down model with very few functions. You get a plier, you get a knife, and you get a screwdriver. Now, oddly, with the Reactor, this is not the screwdriver, this is just a leg, the second leg of the plier, and a bit holder. So you take the bit out of there, the screwdriver is actually this guy here, between the jaws of the closed plier. That's how you use it, and it's magnetised. So that's slightly odd, and they do recommend that you don't use this as the screwdriver because it's quite a thin stamped die-cast metal or aluminium, something like that, something quite thin. So yeah, you get the same tool layout essentially, and you may say, oh, but there's carabiner bottle opener on the Skeletool. Well, you get a bottle opener on this guy too, this little odd flappy uppy one here. It does work as a cap lifter. There you go. So, as with the Skeletool, it's very much, I'll just turn the flash off there. As with the Skeletool, it's very much based around pocket knife first and foremost. Now this is an assisted opening knife, so you do have a little safety lock here to prevent it from deploying prematurely in your pocket. We don't want to go off prematurely, lads. That's never good. Anyway, so you flip off the safety catch, put your thumb to the thumb stud, and bang! Spring deployed. So, there you go. And it is just a simple liner lock. Like so. So in terms of functionality, SOG is slightly smaller, but in terms of functionality they are more or less identical. You get the exact same tool layout. So the SOG Reactor has definitely been made as a follow-on, as a competitor to, there's a bit more light here, to the Leatherman Skeletool. So the Leatherman Skeletool, tried and true, a classic, and I love it in the hand, I love it in the pocket. I think the engineers have gone to a great deal of design time and trouble with this one. They've obviously spent a while at the drawing board working out the ergonomics and all these little cutouts for lightweight, etc, etc. Really living up to the name. You get the impression that they made the name first and then the concept. You know, we want something skeletal, we want something stripped down, we want something bare bones. Set to work, lads, and design something that works. And they have, they absolutely have. It's not the greatest plier in the world. There's only really one way you can hold it. You can't really hold it that way. That's not comfortable. You hold it that way. But it works as a plier. You wouldn't want to use it as your only pair of pliers, but that's not what multi-tools are about, especially not stripped down ones. They're very much a tool of opportunity and convenience. The SOG Reactor, likewise, has very good ergonomics. They've obviously spent a bit of time, I don't know if they studied the Skeletool. I guess if you're going to make something that's quite obviously a competitor of it, you probably would. It would be irresponsible not to. It's got the exact same tool set, very similar size, similar colour, you know, black blades, etc. It would be churlish to say that it wasn't designed to compete with the Skeletool's market. The SOG likewise also has very good ergonomics, no hotspots, possibly just a little bit here if you're doing a lot of cutting, but you know, it's minuscule. It's not particularly bad. Like the that does tend to happen. This falls out. This bit holder is not as well designed. The bit holder retainer in the Skeletool has a little spring clip right there that allows you to remove the bit, and it has a retainer in carbon fibre right here to hold the secondary bit. The SOG, being cheaper, does not have that. So you get this retaining system here, which is just not as good. So that will fall out. We'll still mess about that and leave it to the side. Talking about pliers, yeah, like the Skeletool, there's only one, you can't hold it like that, that just doesn't really operate comfortably. So there's only one plier direction you can hold it, which is exactly the same as the Skeletool. So both are stripped down unevenly, with bigger side and smaller side. And that's something they both share. So they're a lopsided design on both of them, and they've done that for weight saving and size saving purposes. The SOG having the increased torque functionality does make it a better plier, but the body of it feels cheaper and lighter. So if you were going to use a lot of torque, I think there's a chance that one of these legs bends, probably this thinner, hollow, die-cast side. So increased torque in theory. In practice, you're not going to use a tool like this for a lot of torque. You wouldn't want to use it as your primary plier, exactly as I said about the Skeletool. So they're both primarily pocket knife based. Let's go to the blades then. One has assisted opening, one doesn't. One has a plain edge, one has a combi edge. The Leatherman has a better steel. The SOG steel is softer and easier to resharpen though. So, horses for courses. Do you want a small, stripped down pocket knife based multi-tool? If the answer is yes, one of these is the way to go. Don't go for something that's trying to put more tools in unless you want an actual multi-tool that's offering more than just 4 tools. If you want something offering more than 4 tools, there are a wealth of options on the market. If you're looking for just a compact pocket knife that also has pliers, maybe a screwdriver and bottle opener, then these are the guys to go for. Don't go for a full-size multi-tool if you don't have to. And if you want just a pocket knife, go for a pocket knife. This is very much meeting the middle ground between having a Leatherman and having a pocket knife. These are that middle ground to give you a little bit of both. Primarily pocket knife based, but with a plier, with a screwdriver. Which one do I prefer? Well, overall the Leatherman Skeletool. The SOG has a nicer price point, and it has that different deploying blade, and a plain edge blade. But the Leatherman Skeletool is the overall nicer of the two. But if you want to spend £80, the Leatherman Skeletool's the guy. If you want to spend £30, the SOG takes a lot of beating. SOG Reactor is a good knife, it's a good multi-tool, it's a good pocket tool. Also, you can use ordinary 1/4 inch bits with it. With the Leatherman, you're only using your flat proprietary bits. And you can get the bit extension bars and all that sort of stuff, which can convert it to standard 1/4 inch bits, but for the SOG you don't have to do that. So I prefer the Skeletool overall, but I'm glad I own both. So there you go, that's the SOG Reactor, the SOG Reactor and the Leatherman Skeletool side by side comparison. Have a good one.